For today's Cup of Coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
I found out what's wrong with us. We're not family friendly.
We are not. I mean, it depends on the family.
And I'm not picking. I am picking because this planetary alignment and it's full moon and it's just like, yeah. Salty Cracker has been my spirit animal for quite a few years. Because as wide open as I am, he will go places I would not even dare. And he can create obscenities like nobody I have ever heard before. He just makes up his own obscenities.
Him and the black people have a lot in common.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's creative. I think that we need new obscenities.
We do.
And we need a list of them so that I can put those into rotation.
Creative ways to insult people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's just like that God, I was out on the porch and being silly because that's what we do. And was my variation of tiptoe through the tulips. And I'm like tiptoe through the ants. Tiptoe through that. Because when it gets hot, the hummingbird feeder will overflow, sort of. I don't know, it leaks or something. It's probably because it's cheap.
Yeah.
And so, those little tiny ants, what people call piss ants around here. And they were everywhere. So it was a matter of singing it. And kid looks at me and he's like, what? That is not what I heard. He's like, what are you saying? And he thought I was singing tiptoe through the assholes. Yeah. Which that could have worked.
Yeah. Tiptoe through the
assholes,
by the assholes, that is where I'll be.
So it's just been one of those days, and that things are breaking bad.
They are. They breaking big bad.
So
big bad.
But we have determined that there should be the 13th zodiac sign, which is born under the sign of the asshole, the sphincter. If you prefer, we can go a little higher. The sphincter.
I think there's multiple signs that could fall under that line.
Yes, but we need one that is specifically designated.
That is true. They're in a category all their own.
Uh-huh. Truly. And if you're wondering what this is, that is truly a bat house.
It is.
And we taken vacancies. Old bats, young bats, baby bats.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got a spare bat? Spare bat, please.
And we appreciate Omega that he had actually got up in the tree. You can't tell it from the picture, but we have off the side of our yard. I mean, it drops off. It just drops off.
Yeah.
And so those trees that look close are not.
Yeah, they're actually really, really big trees.
And really a long distance. So if you put a ladder there, it's very tedious.
I've had to climb those trees.
Yes, because Hilo decided to get himself up in that tree that time. My God, he was about 60 foot up.
And he's like,
all night long, hear this cat. And at that point, he was over 22 pounds, and me being afraid that if he fell out of the tree, he was going to die.
He would have hurt himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a sleepless night.
Yeah.
But
that was
drama. He somehow, and it was just one of those doing incredible things when the adrenaline hit, that he crawled up that ladder, grabbed the cat with one hand, hung onto the ladder with the other, and got back down, both of them safe.
That was God.
I couldn't even watch it. I had to go in the house.
Listen, I ain't even gonna take credit for that at this point. That fully was God helping me out there.
Some of the things that we have done, and I'd say everybody else's life is filled with some of those things.
Courage, the cowardly dog.
Well, you'd be amazed what you can do when you have to, when there's no option left. And if you're wondering what that mesh is, there is a wire mesh, because Omega put that under there so that snakes could not shimmy up the tree and get baby bats.
Yeah.
And that other things can't enter in. It's like the bats. It's strong enough to where they can land there and then get up in the little house. And it's supposed to hold 80 bats.
80 bats.
80. I was planning a housing complex for bats last night. I was.
Charge them rent?
No. No, they pay for their rent and eating of mosquitoes.
Okay, well.
They're very beneficial.
They live here rent free.
Yeah, and then if you've got places for them to be, you don't have to worry about them getting up in your house. It's because it's pointless.
We've had them in the house.
Just that one.
Just
that one.
That was enough.
No, I mean as far as the attic space and everything like that. If you provide them with a place to be. And that was not the box that I had intended to buy. I don't know. I must have... I think I spazzed or had some kind of an episode or something on that, because I was looking at another one. It was supposed to be 2 of them that they were playing, and then that one arrived, and I'm like, I must have clicked on the wrong one. But it's cute as hell.
Yeah, it really is. Are you going to order more?
Not right now.
Well, no shit. No shit, not right now. You want to talk about the Virgo thing? That should be an obvious, like, not right now. Obviously.
And I've got a question for y'all. And I have this weirdness that happens with me. With these CMEs, coronal mass ejections, the solar flares, all that stuff, the sun activity, I can know. I don't have to wait. I usually wait till I get home and I'm like, something has happened with the sun. It affects my spine.
It affects the whole body.
It's just weird. And I'm like, maybe it's because I am a Leo. Maybe it's because I am a sun sign.
It affects mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
Like, legit.
And these people's like, well, it'll be days before it gets to wherever. That ain't how that works.
You can feel it right then and there.
For some of us, yeah. I don't know. It's like, it's psychosomatic. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about it until I got home, and it's like, oh, that explained it.
Yeah. It's weird how it does that.
Mm-hmm. People still mourning about this weekend. Astrologically. I mean, if you're just keeping up with the news or whatever it is. And we went to the store today to get supplies so that we wouldn't have to go back out, except for the butter. My normal butter supplier was out.
Can't get the butter. Your butter dealer.
Ain't my butter dealer. He's like, you're going to be angry with me. And I'm like, why? He's a big old guy.
Yeah.
Big old guy. Here I am. I am not a big old guy. And I'm like, I would not fuss on you ever. I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
But now, as far as, because they, family member that raises the beef, and then they process the beef and everything, and then the butter and stuff comes from Asheville, North Carolina. They got a farm down there. Mm-hmm. And so they bring it up our way to sell it. And I told him, I said, you need to make friends with the Amish.
They do. They should, because they got good butter too.
They do. Because Omega and Mom had gone before Christmas and to an Amish store that's local, relatively local, and had gotten this huge log of butter. And that lasted me for quite a while.
It did. Lasted a long time.
Mm-hmm. So he needs to have some Amish buddies. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, watch yourself. It's like I said, if you're in an urban environment, even if you ain't, watch yourself this weekend. Mm-hmm. We have no idea. I mean, Leo King did a special. They're even on YouTube. If I remember about it, I'll link to that. Robert Phoenix on his Astro Weather. You can find that on the YouTubes. And then he does deep dives over there, 15 minutes of OV Flame on Rumble.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's, Virgo with that Scorpio rising, he will go down that rabbit hole, and I'm like,
it's like, dude. It's rough. It's a rough ride.
Some people can do that. I can't. And it's like, Astro Pandora, Butterfly Effect Astrology over there on X. We had talked about her the other day. She's got some really good analysis, and especially how these planetary alignments can affect people on a mental health level. If it's not affecting you personally on a mental health level, be aware that it's affecting others. So,
it's going to be affecting everybody.
We got plans to stay in the house, hopefully. I bought popcorn.
You did buy popcorn.
That's why I bought the popcorn. For real.
Shit, I'm going to have to go out of the house at some point.
When?
Just one day. It could be tomorrow. I know that. It can.
Well, it better be before Saturday or Sunday, because that's when this stuff's supposed to, especially.
Listen, I need to get some foam rollers.
On something like that, it's, that would be, I can't tell, you're 26 years old. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm sitting here warning people.
You want me to order it off of Amazon?
For days. Don't go out on this. Don't. And he said, I'm going to go out. Okay, fine. Fuck around, find out. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that this is going to be a huge fuck around, find out weekend.
I didn't say it was going to be this weekend. I said it could be tomorrow. Tomorrow's not the weekend, is it?
No, it's not. But it just, and it concerns me because there are some people, well, around here, it's a matter of them that can't learn has to feel. And my God, I know I've been one of those.
Yeah.
And it's like you rough as a cob. Absolutely. And I can tell you why. And make you wish you hadn't asked. To sit there and go, my God, how can one human? These other people, it's had worse.
Yeah. That's true.
We're not sure exactly why we were deployed at this point in history, but we were. And I have been blessed by people sharing their stories. And it's just absolutely almost unbelievable how many people have been through truly horrific things. And those are the ones that are not sitting around whining, pissing, and moaning.
No.
They're the ones that are still giving thanks. The ones that are doing all the belly aching and all that stuff usually ain't been through that much.
Right.
They have no basis of comparison. And it's like, I try to be, and one of the things that is running dry with this current planetary whatever, empathy. Everybody's got empathy fatigue.
Yeah, very much so. I think that comes from the toxic empathy that people have been doing for how long?
It's been a minute. It truly has. And those of us that were Gen X, it was just a matter of sitting there going, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes you just, flat out, you need somebody to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You got the case of a dumbass today?
And to let people go along making the same mistakes over and over and over. But if you see somebody is doing something, sit there and go, hey, do you understand that this causes this? Because some of them don't know.
Cause and effect.
Yes. Honestly, they don't know. But they're and Robert Phoenix is good about talking about this contract to sit there. Now, you can ask a question, but it's up to somebody else if they say, it's like, do you want to know what I think? And they can either say yes or no.
Yeah.
And to be okay with it.
Just got to be okay with whatever answer you get. Yes, no, maybe.
And just pray for them and go
know.
on.
No.
And just pray for them and go on.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them, and it's just like, whoo.
I know ever since like the main symptoms of the sick went away, the energy of whatever planetary alignments is going on right now sort of hit me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
fuck. So it's almost been like a disassociate. It's not even intentional. It's something that I can't control. It's like the dissociative in a way.
Sure. To just sort of shut down.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, do what you got to do as far as the coping skills, as long as they're positive. This would not be a time to be out imbibing in substances that are mind altering.
No, it is.
You
not
need
the
your
time.
wits about you.
You do. You really do.
You do not want anything that's going to lower inhibitions either.
No. No.
When I was working down at the jail, that was always one of the main things as far as altercations. There was usually alcohol involved. A lot of times. Now, as far as people doing other stuff, stealing, whatever, that could be Xanax, that could be meth, those types of things. But the violence a lot of times was alcohol.
Alcohol makes people violent.
It can.
A lot of the time.
I think it just, like I said, it reduces that inhibition. Because how many of us is like, you know what, so and so needs a good bitch slap.
Yeah.
Now, there's a difference between understanding that, knowing that, dreaming of doing that, and actually doing it.
Yeah. Don't let your thoughts. Some of those thoughts, it's better for just to keep them as thoughts.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Until you have to.
Right. Now, if there's no other,
Option, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what concerns me about some of the situations that we see ourselves in. Our options are becoming slimmer. And it's, let's just face it, with some of this Aries and stuff, all this alignment, war. It could be war within self, war between different people. Look around. Look what's going on with our world.
Yeah.
Planetary alignments.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun times.
Well, everything has its purpose.
Yeah. The warring within self. It's
Absolutely.
well. That's like, I know that. Shit. Never mind. I'm not even going to bring that up because it's so minuscule, and stupid compared to all the shit that's going on in the world right now. So it's not even worth bringing it up.
Well, and that's okay. But it's like I said, our main thing was just to, in a hopefully humorous way, to sit there and tell people, if you need prayer, put it in the comment section or something, or you can send us an email.
Yeah.
If you're having a hard time, there is, and I had stopped mid-statement on that other because of ADHD. We have a national hotline in our description box for mental health.
We do.
We do. If there is that much of a crisis, you can go to a local ER, tell them that you're having a, mental health crisis. There is supposed to be a therapist on call.
Yes.
You do not have to sit and suffer in silence. Do not do some random permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah.
Because that makes everybody else suffer that's left. Mm-hmm. We have seen that. We've lived through that.
Once again, cause and effect.
Uh-huh.
Oof.
And on this, the way out is through.
Yeah.
Is the birthing process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just one day at a time.
Uh-huh. And to truly sit there and go, all right, is this a problem? How big of a problem in comparison with the other? Sometimes when you put it comparatively to other people's and other problems, what may be huge to you may not be that huge.
Right.
And sometimes you need somebody to talk to and help you reassess.
Yeah.
It was like Omega and I, we were talking about that one YouTuber. Or is she a YouTuber?
Eugenia Cooney?
Yes.
She was a YouTuber, yeah. She used to do YouTube videos all the time. I think she
And
just
it's a
she just
suffering
makes
human.
TikToks now.
It's a suffering human, and the cognitive distortion that occurs, well, is the mental illness in somebody who has a body image issue. And it's just, my God, it's piteous.
Yeah, those of us who kept up with her were sort of expecting her to croak out at any moment. As blunt as that sounds and as horrible as that sounds,
Well, it's just,
it's expected.
the body cannot endure for that long.
Right. And the thing is, people have been screaming for years, please, get help. Get help. And nothing has been done. And now it's possibly irreversible because of the symptoms that she's showing or that she's trying to hide. And not able to hide anymore.
What is interesting is that people have a lot of times empathy and compassion for her, but some of these people that weigh 1,000 pounds, it's still eating disorder.
Yeah.
Mental health issue.
Yeah.
But people are interesting. Humans are interesting. Frustrating, maddening at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
people. It's just people.
Lord Jesus, help us, please.
Mm-hmm. Everybody is having the paranormal. Everybody is having the supernatural.
Everybody.
We chose to be here at this. On some spiritual level, there is no random. As a matter of God's like, hey, would you? Will you? Yeah. And we're like, yeah. Some of us didn't read the fine print.
I was going to be like, can we read the fine print again, please?
Too late. Too late. This is the deployment and boss battles. Do you want to tell the peoples where we can be found? I'm opening.
I was like, what the fuck? Because it sounded like it was coming from over here somewhere. And I'm like,
is other people having weirdness as far as not being able to determine where sound is coming from?
Like, legit,
we've noticed that lately.
Yeah, dude. There's so many times that a sound has been, like, no joke, it sounded like it was coming from a certain direction, and it was the opposite.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Now, that can happen outside on the porch quite frequently because sound bounces on the mountains and stuff. But it doesn't usually happen in the house.
Well, you know I'm pretty good as far as sound directionally, usually. Mm-hmm. But, like, what the fuck?
I should have warned him that it's like, I'm going to open a bottle of pop.
I thought it was a cat or something that I was doing. I was like, oh shit, is my doll about to explode?
No, the beeper went off, so I had to have sugar pop. Okay. Appalachian term, sugar pop.
It's like, I just got her. I would hate for her to be haunted.
God, no. No, they don't have any bad juju on them, or I wouldn't have let you brought them in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Goodwill and I got fabrics and some stuff to sell on eBay. And can we just talk about daily stuff for the rest of this as like a wind
we
down?
was just getting ready to wind up anyhow.
Okay. Tell them what you got at Goodwill.
I got a dish thingy and Where the Sidewalk Ends, another copy of Where the Sidewalk Ends, and a Pyrex dish.
An actual good Pyrex.
Yeah, you got to watch on some of that because some of those are not made the way that they used to be, and they've been breaking in the oven, and it's just like, it's crazy.
There's a difference between the capitalized, like the all caps Pyrex, and the lowercase Pyrex. The lowercase Pyrex is not oven safe.
They shouldn't call it Pyrex. That was the whole point of that, is that you could bake in those.
It had to do with the branding, with the manufacturing branding people or something like that. I don't know.
No,
but that's
call
why
it
you buy
something else. Call it something else.
Yeah, I wanted to check the other ones to make sure, like, but I just shit, and then I hate going through Goodwill and having to look up stuff, be like, okay, what can I sell?
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Because it's like, that is something that I preached against and was like, this is taking away opportunities for other people to find to find good stuff.
But you know what? Other people are going through there and looking for what they can resell right now also. And it's okay to have new ideas and to reassess an earlier position. Lots of us have done that. It's called learning and growing.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people where we can be found?
Yeah, you can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, at Rolanda COCWS.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other two things that I found. The dolls. The dolls.
Yeah, some of the porcelain dolls.
Mm-hmm. One looks like Helena's cousin or sister or something, little miniature sister.
Yeah.
But she's got a music box in her.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in there.
And the other one I'm going to use as a pattern study.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that as far as to figure out how the wiring is inside the doll so that it can move.
So that I can make the posable Harlequins.
Yeah.
So.
And as far as finding the fabric, if it doesn't matter if you've got a shirt that has a fabric that you like, sacrifice the shirt.
Yeah.
Get the fabric because it's hard to find fabric around here anymore.
Yeah, we got a bunch of fabrics.
Mm-hmm. Some of it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yep.
Buy you a bat box. Be kind to the bats.
I was saying buy, and you're like, buy you a bat box.
Yes.
Go get one.
Bye.
Bye.